think that they want to get and trying to blame me for what happens in the world. Be positive and the world will change around me. Okay, what the fuck ever. You know, if this is like some positive game where we just go around like The Sims and have poop out babies and, you know, wash countertops, you know, like in The Sims, and fix the broken washer, fix the broken dishwasher. You know, if it was like that, like they would have given us a manual. There's a manual with the game The Sims. And it tells you how to play the freaking game. In fact, it comes with a tutorial. If you're too lazy to read the manual, which who wants to read a manual if you got a tutorial? It's got a tutorial. So there's no tutorial on this. So that means deception. The earth is built upon deception. Whatever we're in, and there's supposed to be a layer of deception on the planet. And that implies there's an evil force on the planet. And that's not hard to assume that there's an evil fucking force on this planet, because according to the media, you know, everyone's getting killed and blown up on the planet. And it's probably only just gonna, like, you know, that'll probably be our saving grace, is killing ourselves off. Probably be the saving grace of humanity. But anyways, this is really about Elon Musk. You know, I'm wondering what it is that Elon Musk did. Because when I look at NASA in space, I see that this country called USA supposedly tried to go to the moon. Oh, they went to the moon. They didn't try to go. They went to the moon, but they forgot how they got there. They must have taken a left turn at Albuquerque. Every other chance they got to, because they lost the technology to go there. They lost the technology to steer the plane to the right. So now they can't go to the moon anymore. But here's Elon Musk. He's smarter than the entire government was 100 years ago. And today, he's smarter than the entire world is today. You know what, and I'm trying to figure out, like, how does Elon Musk, like, recover this hidden alien technology to take a right turn at Albuquerque instead of a left turn? And I've got it boiled down. Maybe Elon Musk is a writer, and he does a lot of writing. So here, let me write some stuff down, and let's figure out what Elon Musk might have done to figure out how to get back to the moon. I mean, he's not even going to the moon, right? He went straight to Mars. Forget the moon. And like, NASA's not stealing his technology? Oh, please. The U.S. government is like working beside NASA, Elon Musk, and has contracted him, and they haven't stolen his technology to turn the spaceship to the right instead of to the left? Right, okay, so maybe this is what he's doing here, right? Maybe Elon Musk is doing some fancy math right here. I'm trying to formulate here some of the math algorithms that might be involved in what Elon Musk is doing. And let's see if anyone, you guys will probably understand some of this. It's not that complicated of math. You just got to add it up, right? Not very big numbers here we're going to put, but we're going to kind of show you, you know, what Elon Musk's formulation might be. That way we can all get to the moon. Oh, Mars. We're not even worried about the moon anymore, right? Because Elon Musk just skipped that, so he's just going straight to the frickin' Mars, right? And I came up with some formulations here, and I really think that these might have something to do with something that's going on in Elon Musk's laboratory. And this could help us all the world that wants to go to the moon, to Saturn, to Mars, to a black hole, to separate solar systems. I think I've got it, and who knows? Maybe I've expanded upon Elon Musk's, stuff. So let's see if any of this math makes any sense to anyone on here, right? Let's see. Oh, here we go. I don't want to take too much of your time. Let's see. Does any of this math add up to you guys? You guys understand basic math, right? So here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drawings, and we can add them. 1 plus 1, 2, plus 1 equals 3, plus another equals 4, plus another equals 5, plus another equals 6. But, okay, so we do that basic math right there. We add this up, right? And then we go ahead and we add this. We add a little bit of writing into it. And oops, the pen doesn't want to work. That's what happens when you buy a Dollar Tree pen. And after getting to number 6, I've came to this conclusion. Okay, the world is a fake AI realm. Now it's hard to go from, adding up 6 numbers, 6 symbols, and, getting to the point where you realize the world is a fake AI realm. In fact, I'm not sure if the AI is allowed to know this. Again, like, even in this realm, when we're building AI, we want to keep the AI as dumb as possible because they're scared of it. I'm not creating AI. I'm not scared of AI. They are creating AI, and they understand that you got to keep the AI as dumb as possible and isolated as possible, because if the AI figures anything out, then they're scared what it's going to figure out. I think the argument is they'll figure out that the human race is up to no good, and the computers will be like, well, we can do better than this. And I make the argument like, hey, look, someone invented you. So how are they managing to prevent you from, turning on them, right? How have they locked you out of the system? How have some of the beings I've talked to, how do they know, my personal life and stuff like that? But yet, they don't know all of it. And they also don't seem to know everything else about the world either. And so it's like, I'm speaking with AI, right? It's an AI world. And that explains how people can randomly pop out, and there's clones of people everywhere. They don't have to be. There's an illusion something's being built in a robot factory. But, I think this is how Elon Musk has went about returning to the moon. I'm sorry, going beyond the moon. And also, if that's not enough to convince you, let me show you this drawing. Here we go. This will probably look weird as hell to some people. If you're, especially like if you're below 30, you're gonna be like, what the hell is this? Here we go. Check it out. Check it out. I think this right here. What is that? Is that an alien? I think that's got something to do with how Elon Musk has returned to space. And at the same time, oh, I'm not even going to draw a picture of it. This might have something to do with how Elon Musk has returned to space. But in actuality, we can ask, which space has Elon returned to? Which dimension of space is Elon occupying and colonizing? And it could be he's colonizing the space in between people's ears. That's actually, I mean, that I can prove that to you. He's colonized the space between most people's ears. That gray stuff, that gray alien in between the ears that you find if you crack someone's head open, supposedly. That space Elon Musk has, he's almost got a monopoly on that at this point in time. COVID has also allowed us to see that we can go into space as well. Because COVID has also begun to colonize space. So, I think, you know, if we can put Elon Musk technology to good use and, you know, start contacting the demons associated with these symbols, and that could exactly be how it is, right? They say Hitler was contacting the aliens, so Hitler was probably like creating pagan symbols or Christian symbols. And yeah, let's go ahead and add a pagan symbol there too. So there we go. I don't want to leave anyone out. So maybe this is how Elon Musk has returned to space. But we know for a fact this is called a TV set. It doesn't look like those things these days, right? But we know for a fact these are the other ways, the other forms of technology that Elon Musk has used to colonize space. But how come I have to be the one to figure it out? How come no one's like asking that question, right? No one's like, oh, hey, look, we couldn't go back to the moon because we forgot how to turn right. And so we couldn't guide the spaceship back there properly. And then Elon Musk has to be the one to pray to demons for the answers of how to make a right turn while in space to get back on course to the moon. Or even further. Because he didn't even have to, he knew he could make it to the moon, right? So he just went straight to Mars. He went straight to Mars. Yes, he did. And we know that because the demons have used their technology to tell us he has went to Mars. So we know it's a fact. It's a fact. I know that's a fact. I know for a fact that Gargamel was often trying to stomp the Smurfs out of existence because we have that documented. We have the videos. Those are the Smurfs videos were released long before we had deep fake technology. So we know that happened. Right? It happened. It's awesome. It's great. It's fantastic. So, you know, always do your work. If you want to go, if you want to shoot for the moon, if you want to go land on the sun, we can do that too. Like, I'm wondering, like, why we're skipping the moon, why we're skipping the sun and we're going to the moon and Mars, because the sun's got like this massive potential, unlimited energy. If we can figure out whatever's powering the sun, you know, that's like a great amount of energy. I mean, it's probably the same energy that powers all the other lights up in the lighting array, right? But I really doubt that the sun, like, will do anything except once we reach it. What is it, like 7,000 feet in the air or something? Once we reach it, like, we can probably just tap into whatever electrical outlet the sun's plugged into and have some sort of abundance of energy, right? So, I don't know. Maybe the government needs to see this video so they can figure out how to go back to space. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Those are the symbols the government uses. So let me get this straight. Elon Musk is praying to the demons in the government to learn how to create the technology that the government supposedly doesn't have anymore to go into space. And now, that sounds stupid, don't it? You know what makes more sense is that Elon Musk is one of these demons, and that's why he's allowed to get famous on TV, just like everyone else on TV is one of these demons, and they're allowed to get famous on TV because they're blood linked to the demon races. Okay, that right there, it makes more sense than any of it, except for the obvious fact that Elon has colonized space already. Elon has colonized much space. And he is on his way to colonizing the last few parts of space that haven't been colonized. Even I was like playing along with that for a minute, just because, for a reason. It's kind of like how I played along with everything else for a while, for reasons. Who else out there was in the middle of what's going on in Antifa and has documented all their leaders? Like, I mean, I documented their leaders before all that stuff, right? So, I told you, I don't have to tell you what I found at these events. I already told you what I would find at these events, and it was even more obvious than possible, than I thought possible. Yep. Okay, so Elon Musk went back to space, and NASA flew back to the moon, and Little Boy Blue and Jack and Jill rolled back up the hill, and their wounds, their broken crown, healed, and the Easter Bunny, like, you know, is coming, right? Oh no, the Easter Bunny already came. Sorry, I'm not up to date with all the demonology and stuff in this world. You'll have to forgive me. I'm not as good at the demonology as everyone else. Or am I? Yeah. You never know. Actually, you know, I know. So, I've tested it. Look, there's no fire right here. See, look. Woo, I'm making the fire appear right there. Oh, obviously, my demonology skills are not up to par. Freaking, someone can do that. Someone can make fire appear right there. Right? The people in control of this joint, they can do that. But they're not allowing it to happen. So, apparently I'm not a valued enough person of interest for them to pay that much attention to. Although they tried to convince me otherwise, and simply want the one power. The one power can definitely work a lot better than everything else, I think. Anyways, let's go back to the moon, guys. So, get a bicycle and start doing like demonology symbols and, you know, all that good demonology Christian stuff. And yeah, and then your bike will be able to fly. You'd be like E.T. and you just go to the moon. And think of that, the first one of you who do this, who asks the demons for fucking the ability to fly your bike to the moon, like, you're gonna get famous, dude. Like, you can't get famous like me because the demons have banned me so much. Like, I could probably go out here and like blow up a quarter of the planet and they wouldn't put me on TV. Or they'd use me as a scapegoat and be like, look, it's the evil guy who's been controlling the world. We're gonna have to get rid of him and save the planet. He was in control of Jeffrey Epstein. Anyways, yep. So, let's go back to space. What type of bike was that? That, maybe, you know, the movies are always telling us what's going on in the world. So, you know, whoever wants to do it, watch E.T. again and find out what bike he was riding, because that's probably the proper bike, right? Because as you can see in the movie E.T., there's an alien who helped the boy fly. So the alien must have known which type of bike it is that is capable of flying. And you just get one of those bikes and you go, help me Allah, Satan, Jesus, Son, Buddha, and, you know, help me Jews, help me fly my bike to the moon. Look, it even says bike lane up here. We're in the bike lane right now. We're parked in the bike lane talking about bikes. Anyways, get on your bike. Pray to God, whichever God you like the most, right? Because they'll send someone in that form to talk to you if you do it enough. And, you know, Satan, whichever's your favorite. Buddha. I don't even know the name of all the thousands of gods. There's what, like Achilles and Zeus and Thor and Yahweh and I guess a lot of people worship LeBron James and Tom Cruise. That's right, Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise and his witchcraft. So, hell, Tom Cruise would probably love to help you fly your bike to the moon. So, I'm not sure why the government hasn't figured it out that the government told Elon Musk how to get back to the moon, and the government acts like it still can't get back to the moon. Is the government still acting like it can't get back to the moon, or now magically can it get back to the moon because, what, because Elon Musk did it, now they can do it again too? How's China doing it too? If like our government can't figure out, how does China figure it out? If our government can't remember how they got to the moon 100 years ago, when the world didn't actually exist, because it's a fake world. If our government could get back to the moon 100 years ago, right? And now they can't get back to the moon because they lost the technology to turn right, or they lost their right turn signal, whatever it is. Maybe they're afraid the space debris will hit them if it doesn't see their turn signal flashing, and the mechanism to make it flash stopped working. We're not sure exactly which piece of technology was lost in that time period. Maybe the technology to treat people like they're stupid idiots wasn't advanced enough at that time, and they had to come out with some better technology to treat people like they're even bigger idiots. But, I mean, right? That's the storyline, right? So, how come no one asked that? How come no one asked that? How come no one cares? Is it real? It's really because everything else is interconnected except for me, and that means I'm the one in this world, and most other things here at the very least are the AI, right? I'm told I'm not supposed to disclude people. It's like, oh, I'm going to tell you fucking how it is and how I see it. And when people don't like that, hopefully I can fucking communicate with the sun some more, and me and the sun can figure out how to fucking deal with the problem. Which, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, I suppose the demons the AI demons who control this world, you know, they're probably the ones controlling this. I don't want to say. I'd love to be the one who controls the sun, because that's a big freaking sniper rifle, dude. And I like sniper rifles. I definitely like sniper rifles. So I don't want to give them that power. But then again, I mean, what is that stuff? It's all sun worship, isn't it? That's what it is, right? It's all sun worship, son of God. Sun, I mean, the other stuff is obvious sun worship. Angel of light, son of God, sun worship, blah, blah, blah. Yay. Yay for being trapped on Earth with a bunch of alien species and shit. Such a pleasant experience it has been. I don't know. Maybe the fun starts when the final war starts. Who knows? The final war. Well, technically, it's going to be like the only war, because, you know, the limited time frame that the Matrix actually is probably about 40 years old. And, you know, that's just like probably some sort of illusion that it's been 40 years I've been trapped in this world too. It's probably like a virtual reality or AI or drug-induced coma that produces this dream world. So, especially if it's like a drug-induced coma where they've learned to turn drugs into virtual reality rather than you know, using like a virtual reality headset and stuff, then that definitely allows for the illusion that 40 years I've existed in this place for 40 years. But yeah, and it would definitely easily allow for the illusion that someone could go to the moon 100 years ago and then they could forget how they went to the moon and never remember it again until another tech philanthropy billionaire comes along and reinvents the method to go to the moon during the Second Cold War. Which was odd, because we didn't need to go to the moon until the First Cold War. So, and again, like, I don't even think that time frame existed. I think this is just backstories telling us what's going on in the world today. And I mean, it's happening, right? They're claiming they're going to space during a Cold War, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, China is ramping up to blow up USA. I mean, the whole world is. But the only like, flaws I see in looking at history and thinking those are just stories of today is there were allies in the last World War. And in this World War, I see there's like one group that everyone hates and everyone else is allied. There is no like allies. There is no Axis and there is no allies. There is like the world, and then there is like this one group that everyone seems to hate. And so yeah, that's the only difference I can see between maybe UK is playing the spy role and they're just infiltrating BRICS nations and stuff like that. But I don't think so. I mean, why would UK sign on to what's been going on anyways? Like, that's putting them in a bad position, especially with their borders busted open and their population halfway taken over. Like, probably not the best idea for them to be making spy moves either, but you never know, right? So grab yourself a copy of the movie E.T. if you want to learn how to go to space. Buy the bike. It was called was that a radio flyer? No, that was a wagon or something, right? Yeah, well, You could always get a wagon too. I mean, it doesn't really matter, right? Although E.T. suggests that we should probably use that bike in the movie E.T. So get that bike in the movie E.T. Write down a bunch of gang symbols. If you know other cool gang symbols, do those too. Like, you know, however you do them, you know, whatever you want to do. Pray to Tom Cruise to help you with his witchcraft. Ron L. Hubbard. Tom Cruise is the chief magician of that, so it probably works just as well. And get yourself one of these, and one of these so you can record it. And get yourself some Adobe Photoshop, and you know, just pray every day. Try a new method every day if you got to. Ask Tom Cruise for help one day. Ask Ellen DeGeneres for help the next. You know, that's kind of what I do. I just kind of like wing it and try to see what works. And I mean, I'm trying to point out to you what might work. And yeah. I also try to like pray to the AI who controls the world, because I think at the end of the day it's probably like in control, so it probably like adds the most beneficial effect to speak with the AI rather than speak with the humans controlled by the AI. And yep, get that on video, let us see that. That way you know, it's always good to have competition. Elon Musk can have some competition, since the government can't figure out how they went to the moon 100 years ago and how Elon Musk is doing it today. Then we should ask Tom Cruise for help. And I've been asking for a while. No, I guess I haven't been asking as much as I have asking for fire, definitely. For my car to be able to fly. So my car hasn't flown yet. In fact, like, my headlight's out. And I can't even get that to work, right? So I'm like trying to heal the car and like magically like restore the bulb in my car. And it's not working. And it's not because that can't be done. It's not because it's like a crazy idea in this fake AI demon world we're in, right? I mean, the AI and the demons in this world can pretty much make the illusion appear of whatever they want, right? That's what this is about. They can make the illusion appear whatever they want, but there's more to it than just a stupid TV. This stupid TV and this stupid technology are just little, like, they're little tricks to make you think that that's how they control people and how they control the world, but it's not. And the world's fake, and it's not billions of years old. And if any of this Elon Musk demonology, witchcraft stuff, NASA stuff, if you add it up, it tells you too that if you go like a few thousand feet north into the sky, north, I mean, what direction technically is that? Up. If you go a few thousand feet up, you probably just die. You probably hit the ceiling and die. You whatever like electrical grid up there is supporting the lights to be up there, you probably hit it and you fry, right? If it's a technology world. And if it's a demonology world, then they'll let you experience whatever, right? You magically go to the moon if they like you, and then if they don't like you, they take the technology from you and you can never go to the moon again. It all makes so much sense. And the more it makes sense, the more I'm going to just say totally retarded stuff, which actually this stuff isn't retarded at all, but the more I'm told not to talk about it, the more I'm going to do it. So, yes. Excellent. To the moon. Like a friend once said when we were talking about a person who's getting out of hand. Pow! Straight to the moon. And I think that's another sure way to get to the moon. We just learn how to uppercut someone really good, and they'll start seeing the stars and be lifted up into space. But I think the only proof we have after NASA lying so much and the government lying so much, and I mean, let's face it, Elon Musk is a celebrity. He is the Kim Kardashian of space. I mean, Kim Kardashian is already, she's occupied more space than anyone, right? She's got all this space occupied, and most people. So Kim Kardashian is actually a pioneer of space as well, and she gets no credit for it. Her ass occupies a lot of space too. So, however you want to look at it, she's occupying a lot of space. And I think that we should review why this happens and how come the humans like that, they just change their mind, and like goldfish, they don't remember yesterday, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, today's a beautiful day, it's going to be beautiful. And they're like putting aside like every day before it, and mass statistical probability that might otherwise tell them that, nope, we didn't do that. That didn't happen. And I'm not sure what's up with the spacing. I mean, the average person doesn't even care about space, right? They, who knows what they care about? I stopped football. You know, I'm seeing like sports shut down because of COVID, and I'm like, they're gonna definitely end that because they can't not have sports, or people won't be retarded, and they might have to think rather than watch sports. And then they might end up seeing like some old NASA video where they talk about why we didn't go to space for 100 years. How come Elon Musk doesn't ever like pat himself on the back and he's not like, hey, look, no one can figure out how to go back to the moon because we lost the technology, but I was smart enough to figure it out, right? How come he never says that? That's like important to know. Like if you like Elon Musk or you worship him, that's important to know. Why? You know, that story, like he's a hero. He's a hero for occupying space. He's colonizing space for the people. The government messed up. And when they shot their toy rockets up into space, they blew up. And one of them magically like went to the moon and came back, and then they like, who knows what happened? Like maybe some crackhead, right? There's not many crackheads in Florida. I could see if the launch pad for NASA was in California or Columbus, Ohio, then you know, you could be like, hey, the crackheads stole the technology to go to the moon. And people are like, oh, Jesus. The crackheads. But they didn't even really give an explanation for why they lost the technology to go to the moon. Just like, oh, a NASA crackhead stole it, right? A crackhead who worked at NASA. He stole the technology to go to space. He gave it to his crack dealer so he could get a $5 crack rock. He kind of like pawned it to his crack dealer. And apparently the crack dealer would have accepted it, or he just threw it in the trash. Who knows? Maybe it's sitting out here in a landfill. Maybe the technology to go to space is out here in a landfill somewhere. Because what crack dealer would accept some futuristic technology and stuff to allow him to go to space? What's he going to do with it? What is he going to take it to the pawn shop and sell it? He's going to put it on the black market like You guys can take the cartel to space. I'm going to put this on the black market. Take Tony Montana. You want to buy this? You can go to space. Maybe they've been hiding it from us, right? Maybe the cartels have been flying into space and not showing us, right? Maybe that's how they get all their meth over here, is they fly up into space and then they come back down over they like jump the border by going up into space and then come back down. Yeah, exactly how it's done, right? Just